Original fried chicken? Joe Ledington, the nephew of the Colonel Harlan Sanders.
First off, he's not the nephew. He is the Colonel's second wife's nephew. From personal experience of mine, he's a liar. But he did know the Colonel. He does have photos with the Colonel, and he was there at the same time as him. Let's debunk some things, shall we? First off, on his will that he has there in his scrapbook, oregano does not exist. Look at the way he spelt that. Secondly, white pepper was never a secret. It was always listed on the public ingredients, which you can see in that cafe in the back spice room. Secondly, Uncle Harley did not have a last will or testament when he died. Everything went to his estate, which means it went to Claudia, and then the daughters had to sue Claudia for a portion of what she had to get some of Uncle Harley's things, which the Colonel would have been their father. In the end, they only got a child's portion. Claudia got most of it. When what wasn't auctioned off, Claudia got. Then when Claudia died, her family came through and took everything that they could. And although I never met Joe Ledington in person, I was indirectly in contact with him through Johnny D. Miller, who was trying to set up a meet and greet for him and my family to meet, and he wanted to give us the scrapbook. We were given his phone number, we called, and he said he had sour feelings with the Sanders family and ignored us. Well, I just met some other nieces and nephews of Colonel Sanders, actual blood relations, not step. And the Colonel's nephew, Lee's daughter, told me that she knew Joe Ledington and that Lee didn't like Joe Ledington and Uncle Harley didn't like Joe Ledington, which would explain why he would have sour feelings with the Sanders, because he never met any of the other Sanders, he just met Uncle Harley. In a way, I can admire what he did, leaking a fake recipe that's funny for everybody to fall for, and news articles not to verify or fact-check it, and just report it as the real thing for clicks and views. Because I've done that, but I'm actually related. I have a right to do that if I want to do that. But if you're going to report things on your page as the nephew of the Colonels, you don't even have to include me. I'm 3 greats away. I'm the great-great-great-nephew. But if you want to include the nephew, you need to use Aaron Lee Cummings' name, or Charles Edward Sanders' name, or James Wilbur Sanders' name, because those are the only nephews of the Colonel, with no greats in front of their name. There is no nephew or niece left alive today of the Colonel. We're all greats and great-greats and 3 greats. All the Colonel's direct nephews and nieces are now dead. Violet Lou Cummings, his niece, is dead. Aaron Lee Cummings, his nephew, is dead. My grandpa Charles Sanders is his nephew and is dead. And his nephew, James Wilbur Sanders, my uncle, is dead. There's 2 great-nieces left alive and 1 great-nephew. Several great-great-nephews and great-great-nieces and 3 great-nephews and 3 great-nieces.